Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emerald the Quilter, and today we're going to visit the Sewing Center in Wichita, Kansas. This was the second quilt shop that I visited while I was there with my parents in November 2023. As soon as you walk in, they have different kinds of patterns. So like portrait style patterns, patterns for like sewing crafts, quilt patterns, and they even sell these really cute kitchen towels. This quilt shop is a Janome retailer, so they have this long arm for sale. They have embroidery machines as well as sewing machines. So if you've been in the market for a retailer that has an in-house technician, they do there. So their technician does repairs and maintenance, and you can see my mom is in the black jacket in the back right, also chit-chatting with one of the employees there. So my mom had just as much fun as I did. And almost this entire wall on the left side of the store is dedicated to different kinds of threads. So there's floss for like embroidery, hand embroidery, cross stitch style of crafts. There's floss for long arming and thread for long arming, and then of course for quilt piecing and sewing. So all different kinds of materials, and they have all different kinds of sewing machines here. In the back left of the store, we have notions like buttons and other little tiny things that you would need to make your sewing projects. I think what I loved about this store is that the style of the store is kind of retro, and the owner likes to decorate. So you see all those buttons there in those little containers? I think that the owner did that because she definitely decorated the front wall of her register counter with buttons and resin, and it is beautiful. It's an amazing piece of artwork. So this shop is definitely dedicated for lots of different kinds of crafts, not just for quilting and not just for sewing. Now in the back right of the store, we have the clearance fabrics, and they had all different kinds of fabrics there, not just quilting cottons. So if you were looking for something, they might have it here. They have their wall of solids in the back, and they also had a few wide backs as well. And what I liked about this quilt shop is that it had their own container of like interfacing and batting. So right here, they have different kinds, and I have not seen a bin like that at the other quilt shops that I visited. So now we're passing the batik wall, and then we're going to be moving into some like sports themes and college themed fabrics. This quilt shop had more military themed fabrics than I had seen at any other quilt shop that I visited while I was in Kansas. So if you have someone in the army, you just know someone that's in the service, and you would like to make them something, this is the shop to go to because they are going to have what you need. And what I liked about this quilt shop is that they were big on florals and big on bright colors. So that says a lot about the color palette preferences of the owner, because almost every single line that I saw there had really big flowers on it, and there was just a lot of beautiful shades of yellows and pinks and bright blues. So Janome, of course, as a retailer, they're going to have the different kinds of feet that you need. So again, if you're looking to maybe get into Janome machines, this is a place to get yours from. And if you need to get yours tuned up, don't forget you're supposed to get your machines oiled at least once a year. And I do take my machines to Sew Special Quilts in Katy, Texas, because that's where I buy mine. There are the military fabrics right here, so camouflage and like those cheater cloth panels that look like 8-point stars. I mean, they had a lot. Beautiful fabrics. 2 whole categories of this bookshelf right there. Now here are some quilting notions, but it's also a little bit mixed in with sewing notions. And on this side of the store, there are wools, flannels, quilting cottons, polyesters. So there's a lot here for you to make, like, let's say, a beautiful dress or a costume for a child. So there's, elegant fabrics as well as fabrics that would be great for casual wear here. And you see that counter, those diamonds? The owner made that by hand. Oh my gosh. I would love something like that on just the whole wall of my sewing studio, or even just a part of my bathroom, because it is stunning. It's amazing. Just so much work was put into that. Look at all the detail. Beautiful. And she did it twice. So it's on this counter of the wall and on the other one where the cash register is. And now we're about to get into the other designers that I'm a little bit more familiar with. So Kaffe and Tilda Fabrics are right around the corner here on the left, and until now I had never owned any Tilda Fabrics. So you see those little baskets? I got me some Tilda from those little baskets, and I'm going to show them to you at the end. So just hold on, because this section right here is made for apparel. And when we get into like the front left corner of the store, right here, you can see that there's like tools. So there's binding, biased binding tape, there's zippers, there's ribbons. So there's a lot here if you need something, because they have what you need to make bags. So bag notions, like the little metal pieces. And so they just have a lot. This quilt shop is not just for quilters, it's for everybody. So here are the Kaffe fabrics, and then of course they have Tilda by the yard. And on the front of the store, there are just a few different pre-cut bundles and some quilt kits as well. So if you're looking for just a grab and go, they have some quilt kits. And this quilt shop did participate in the Passage of Time Shop Hop in October, and they're going to do it again every year in or around October. And they have a quilt shop hop block, and you can see on the bottom there was like a few left in a little container for like $7 or $8 right there, $7.99. And every quilt shop that you go to has its own block. So I've never done one of those. I would love to, I just need the time. And so I'm posting a few pictures here for you to pause the video, because they have a brochure for their Sewing History Museum and an alteration shop. The next time I go to Kansas, hopefully it's going to be during the quilt show, because the quilt guild called Prairie Quilt Guild is hosting the Common Threads Quilt Show. So I'm going to want to check out the museum, and I want to check out the show. So I'll just have to see if I'm able to make it. But if not, then I'll definitely be able to go and visit the museum and other quilt shops, because there's a whole lot more. So I did just a little bit of shopping. I bought 3 fabrics from the clearance bin, and it doesn't matter where I am. It could be a clothing store or a fabric shop, but I always check out clearance because you can always find some really nice things. And I happened to find some Tilda fabrics on sale, yes, and they were wrapped up just like this. They're different sizes. They're not necessarily like fat quarters or anything like that, but I got these 3, and this one came with the sewing center little tag, and it tells me, that it was a remnant piece and how much it was. And then here is the other one. So let's open these up and look at them. Here they are. I absolutely love them. I have been saving them. I've opened them and taken them out of this like twice already just because I want to put them into my fabric stash. But look how beautiful this fabric is. I love it. I have never owned Tilda fabrics. These are my first. They know that they can be really pricey and they just feel so soft. And I love how they all just are busy, and even though they're busy, they go beautifully together. And look at these mushrooms. So these seem to be like, yeah, like a quarter yard. That's a pretty good size. You know, you could just go and request a quarter of a yard, but this was in the remnant section, so yay! I'm very happy with this. And then, of course, the last one is my favorite. These ladies are so gorgeous. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. And when my parents saw, I was like, wait, what can you possibly make? Because these ladies are so big and you'd have to cut them out and then you're gonna chop them up. I was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And they're like, so you don't know what you're gonna make with it yet? No. Sometimes you just buy fabric that's beautiful. And like I said, every shop that I visit, I am getting a souvenir. And a souvenir for me is most of the time fabric. But I love these ladies. They're so elegant. They're beautiful. They're like little buns on the side, kind of make me think of Japan and the fan. And I'm sure there's a whole like narrative to this style of art, but I don't know it. So if you guys would enlighten me, that would be great. But I love this fabric. And you know, after thinking about it a little bit, if I were to do something with this fabric on a whim, like today, I would probably make myself a beautiful project bag because I have a few and they're all full. So, I mean, what do you know, right? Quilter with lots of projects. But yes, I cannot wait to use this fabric. And if you live in Kansas, near Kansas, you're passing through Kansas, you're definitely going to want to check out the Sewing Center. They have so many things there, not just for the quilting world, for sewing too. So if you want to make a blouse, clothes, formal wear, casual wear, a costume for a family member, they have it there, and all the notions that you would need for quilting and sewing. And so I hope you enjoyed this tour of this beautiful quilt shop. Make sure that you share my videos with others, and I hope it inspires you to visit that quilt shop and other quilt shops out there because they all are different. They all have something wonderful to offer. So leave me a comment, like, and subscribe to my videos if you enjoy them, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!